Again, remember I will be 50 in January 19th, and I have seven children, 6 daughters. So by every indices, I'm old. So traditionally, I should have started the process of handing over the baton at 40. If you go back to scripture, right? 60 or 70. Go back to the Bible, 3 scores maximum plus 10, so 70. So I should have started the process of handing over the baton at 40. But be that as it may, here I am at 50, still occupying a podium with the youth. I still insist and maintain a 70-year-old has no business planning for a future he will definitely not live long enough to see. Where there's a will, there's a way. But also I will go back to scripture. He talked about opportunity, preparedness, timing, and so on. Even the Creator himself said it. Before something happens, 2 things must meet. Opportunity must meet preparedness. So you ask yourself, what is better? To have the opportunity and you are not prepared? Or to be prepared while waiting for the opportunity? I would say the latter. So the youth need to rise up, and you need to understand that at 30, you are old. At 30, you are not young. They are only deceiving you because of the paternalistic societies that we live in, where as long as your father is alive, you are young. If your father's age mate is running for opposition, it will be impudent of you to run for that position. And this is why you see the Senate, that it has become a retirement home for people who have already collected the boarding pass. But at 30, if you are going to live to be 60, you have lived 50% of your life. The remaining 30, you will squander 10. You will be industrious for another 7. This is purely mathematical. The remaining 13, you will not know where they went to. So at 30, you are old, and you need to begin to start to think as an older person, not as a young person. So when I hear young parliamentarians talking in their 30s, I laugh. Again, Your Excellency, Salisu Buhari was speaker at what age? At what age was Gowon president? What age is the president of Senegal? What age, again, is the president, whether military or otherwise, of Burkina? So we need to be pragmatic in how we define these things. We need to be absolutely honest and circumspect in how we view ourselves. Our problem, I think, again, even me, I'm included in this, is we like to see ourselves with other people's eyes. We hardly ever look at ourselves. The older generation need to know that there comes a time when you should bow out. A father and a son cannot be. It is an aberration in our culture for a father and a son to be occupying the same space, running for office. Why? His Excellency said it's not politics is not just about vying for office. I totally agree. There is politics, and then there is being political. The two are unfortunately imploded into one in Nigeria. Just as there's a dichotomy between a politician and an aspirant. Classic example, President Muhammadu Buhari, may Allah forgive him his sins, was an aspirant. It took politicians to build consensus to bring him in. So the politician sets the agenda. Our tragedy in northern Nigeria especially is 1999, when military rule ended. The traditional politicians did not believe that the military have really handed over. So they did not participate in participatory politics. So charlatans, misguided youth, etc., took up the chance, and because fortune favors the bold, got into office. So all of a sudden they have youth on their side, they have energy, they have political power, they have wealth. So they became the politician and the aspirants and set the agenda for themselves by themselves. And this is part of the tragedy we are still facing. So the North, again, when I say the North here, I mean geographic North. I don't mean the other types of northern Nigeria that we have. You know, when it suits us, the North is geographic. When it suits us, the North is ethnic or religious. So I'm speaking the North, geographic North. We need to become introspective. Frankly speaking, we are holding Nigeria back. We're a distraction to Nigeria. Nigeria is squandering too much money on northern Nigeria. And if northerners cannot solve their problem, is it somebody from the west, southwest, or from the southeast, or from the south-south that will come and solve our problem? We need to solve our problem. Our problem is not about getting the presidency. In fact, we should forego the presidential spot for the next 4 elections. We should go back. Our problem is at the state level, our governors. But then the irony, Your Excellency, is our political leaders tend to see us as their subjects. You're an academic of high repute. I have read quite a few of your readings. I'm from Ukul, Undo, and so on and so forth. I lived almost all my life in Ashaka Cement, so I am from Gombe State, technically speaking. Our leaders see us as their subjects, not as citizens. So every problem you see in the North, be it the banditry issue, be it criminality, be it insurgency, is an inorganic migration from subjecthood to citizenhood. And unless we agree that we no longer have subjects in the North, we have citizens where my children, your children have the same rights as the children of the people in the village. Your Excellencies, this problem will only continue. So I will conclude by talking about my core competence, which is security, and I saw peace building as one of your pillars. Peace building, by the word, is a verb. Peace building is something that moves. And peace building is something that starts with the individual, and then the family unit, before the community, before the society, and then. A key component of peace building, again, in my opinion, as perhaps the last people that receive responsible parenting from an old generational perspective, we have to go back to responsible parenting. Without responsible parenting, the youth we keep talking about will give birth to youth that are also weaponized, who will give birth to another set of youth that are also weaponized. So we are talking about Gen Z. When we say Gen Z, we think of Gen Z, maybe they're in their teens or 20s. They're in their 30s. Gen Alphas are already 11, 12. We're beginning to think of Gen Beta. And Gen Alpha are a different human being altogether. We have never seen anything like that, which is why they tend to look alike, which is why short parents will give birth to tall children. The way they think is different. Your Excellency, you mentioned AI. These people are actually AI. I don't believe they are real human beings. So if we